I'm not wearing any glasses. Why am I blind? That's why. Hi, kitty. Hi, my name is Sarah. I am currently a dietetic intern in Texas. I moved here from Nevada earlier this year in August to begin the internship program, and up until now the internship has been great. We've been able to go to a variety of our rotations. I've only had like one preceptor I didn't really get along with, and I've been checking off my competencies, no big deal. But with coronavirus, I have been removed from my rotation. I was doing my acute clinical rotation, or high acuity clinical rotation, whatever your program calls it, and I had made it 3 weeks in. I was seeing patients independently, charting with minor mistakes, and unfortunately the board of directors of the hospital, or the infectious disease person, who decided that all unnecessary personnel, all inessential personnel, should be staying home and away from the facility. So that obviously includes students. I know you can argue that we have the skills to be helping the staff, especially when there are so few dietitians. However, that doesn't seem to be the case for all facilities, and I completely understand and respect their decision. As far as what my program has chosen to do to continue to run the internship, I was actually the last intern who was still in a rotation. So that kind of was the turning point for my internship director, where she decided, that we need to do something different rather than trying to do traditional rotations. She met with Ascend, and they kind of hashed out what counts and what doesn't count for hours and what kind of hours they count for. It seems that the majority of hours we can get are non-contact hours, unless we are working under a dietitian for a rotation remotely. That is an option for 2 of our rotations, so we will still be able to get those hours in the meantime. We'll be waiting to resume after this is all blown over. The internship is continuing on. I know a variety of programs have chosen to stop the internship program for the time being and wait until the environment is a little safer. However, considering we're working from home and we do have other opportunities to get hours, we are going to keep plugging forward and trying to get those hours as best we can. Currently, I am at 900 hours of the 1,200 hours, and the main rotation I need to be able to complete is the clinical rotation, because obviously I need that experience before becoming a practicing dietitian. So in the meantime, we will be earning hours through Zoom meetings where we present projects, or through webinars that we apply in some way, through case studies that we apply, different online options like that. I'm very curious what your programs are doing. If you're currently in a dietetic internship, has your program continued to function, or has your program director decided to take a little hiatus? How are you getting your hours? As I mentioned, ours again are webinars, case studies, or presenting projects through our class. It's legitimately to the point where our director is like, you could get a job at this point. We're not doing 40-hour weeks any longer, which is why I have the time to make this video. But I completely understand that decision. I understand the realities of the coronavirus, and I certainly do not want it. I don't want to bring it home to my husband. I feel very fortunate that we are still able to make rent, and my husband is still working, and although that risk does concern me and I am worried about his well-being, it's nice to know we can still continue having a roof over our heads and living. There we go. This is what you've been hearing the whole video. This is my cat, Mocha. She's very vocal. As far as your rotations, what were you able to complete? As far as the rotations I've been able to complete, I have completed my school food service rotation. I've completed my Meals on Wheels. I've done a community rotation, and I was a few weeks into my clinicals, as I mentioned. We were set to complete our whole internship by the second week of June. Obviously that's no longer an option as I'm waiting to complete the rest of my clinicals, but I do anticipate having the remainder of my non-contact hours by then, which means it'll only be about 3 or 4 weeks of additional rotations after we are cleared to go back into society, I guess, or after hospitals are reaccepting interns and student programs. Let me know if you have any questions or want to know anything else. I know there's not a lot of content on YouTube regarding dietetic internships or being a dietitian that's very recent or up to date. I'm more than willing to release other videos talking about the internship or talking about undergraduate work or how to become a dietitian in general, how I chose my internship, how I applied for it, whatever you want to know. I'm an open book. I have the time now, so yeah, leave me a comment. You'll probably get a video out of it. That's all for now. Bye.